there's only like a few people that's really my age, that's in my friend group, and then the rest is like in high school and stuff.
For John, a baby-faced 12-year-old from Brooklyn, New York, the streets
3 of my friends been arrested before.
often have more sway and influence than any positive role model, including his parents.
Kids that's like my age or like 13 and above, they like to carry guns, walk around, try to follow other people.
John is not his real name, part of our attempt to conceal his identity so he would feel comfortable enough to talk about the growing number of kids his age who carry and use guns. It's a troubling crisis unfolding in underserved neighborhoods across the New York metro region.
The first time I picked up a gun,
And while John was sometimes evasive about his own experience with guns,
I never picked up a gun. Only time I say I will pick up a gun if it's self-defense.
his concerned father
Are you worried about him?
Definitely.
tells a different story.
Do you think he's already picked up a gun?
Honestly, yes.
What do you think about that as a father?
I think it's frightening.
Did you ever think that you would need to be trying to save your son from the streets at 12 years old?
Never, because from birth, I tried to shield him for the things that's going on in the neighborhood, try to teach him different. But somehow the neighborhood has a way to drag the kids into the environment that we're living in.
Who's winning right now, you or the streets?
Honestly, probably the streets.
A landmark 2023 field study by the nonprofit Center for Justice Innovation included candid interviews with teens as young as 15 years old and sheds new light on what's really happening out on the street. It found the average age for joining a gang is 14 years old, followed by a first arrest at 15, and the first time carrying a gun that same year. Why are kids carrying and using guns? The teens told researchers the number one reason for carrying is protection, out of fear, followed by maintaining their image. Next, protection while hustling or dealing. And finally, there are pure shooters who pull the trigger to eliminate someone perceived as a threat. Just as revealing, 85% of those questioned said a gang leader played a prominent role in their personal development.
It's social media and also drill music that plays a big part.
Center for Justice Innovation Research Coordinator Basim Spate says relationship building, an approach used in his field work, is critical in the fight against street influencers who glorify guns.
Relationship building opens the door to vulnerability, to open the door for these guys to be expressive about their real wants and needs.
Guns were never like really off limits.
20-year-old Titus Smith, also of Brooklyn, is a survivor of the gun-toting lifestyle that young John seems to be flirting with.
I felt my first feeling of power.
And Titus vividly recalls that sense of power leading to a world of pain. Following an arrest for gun possession at the age of 15, 2 years later he was shot and nearly killed. But Titus has since turned his life around and is now a community leader and mentor with the anti-violence organization Man Up, and hopes his journey serves as a cautionary tale for young black and brown boys who find themselves at a crossroads.
Just be yourself. Don't go out there sticking your neck out trying to figure out who you are. In our neighborhoods, most people, they get one mistake, death or jail.
There are no easy answers to explain why kids are choosing to carry and use guns at younger ages. But Man Up founder and CEO A.T. Mitchell-Mann believes societal influence is a major factor.
The fascination that surrounds it, the way that it's marketed and promoted in television and videos, and how, communities see guns on a regular basis makes even the youngest members of our community interested in it. It's somewhat driving them closer towards it. We do a lot of counseling and mentoring. We want to make sure that the more we work with that young person and his or her family, the better chances we have.
In so many neighborhoods, including here in East New York, Brooklyn, the challenge of saving young black and brown kids from the streets and discouraging them from picking up a gun in the first place continues to be a full-time job. And these days, that job starts in elementary school. At the Pink Houses Community Center in East New York, often cited as one of New York City's most violent neighborhoods, Program Director Nyron Jones believes it is critical his young charges have a role model who looks like them.
I've been blessed with the opportunity to be positioned here specifically because I feel like a lot of the resources that we need in certain communities, they don't exist like this.
Do you think your mom and dad worry about you?
Yeah. When I don't answer their text message, they text my friends to see where I'm at.
Back on that public housing rooftop, 12-year-old John is well aware his parents and the streets are engaged in a pitched battle for his own future. John is hoping to have a say in where it leads.
You want to live somewhere else when you grow up?
Yeah.
Where?
I don't know, but somewhere far away from here.
Why far away from here?
Because to be away from the violence and stuff that's happening.
In Brooklyn, Jay Dow, Pix 11 News.